Hi, I'm Ben. I'm an InterNACHI certified home inspector, and we're going to inspect this house. We're actually going to perform a sewer scope inspection. I'll tell you what that is. The homeowner, they have a house with a roof, they have gutters, they have downspouts, and the ends of those downspouts go into underground drainage pipes. And the homeowner wants to know, where do all those underground drainage pipes terminate? Where's all that rainwater going? And she also has a clogged underground drainage pipe. So we're gonna give her valuable information so that she knows what to fix and how to fix it. And every home should be inspected by a home inspector so that we can keep our homes safe, functioning, and healthy. So I hired a home inspector. He's in the front. His name is Joe. Let's go meet him now. Come on with me. Hey Joe, how are you?
Hey Ben, how are you?
Real good, real good. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You are a certified home inspector?
Yes, sir.
You are a North Carolina licensed home inspector.
That is correct.
And you're an InterNACHI certified sewer scope
The
inspector.
best of all.
You're the most qualified inspector in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I like to think so, and I hope my clients think so too.
So you have your equipment out here.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do a sewer scope, and we're gonna sewer scope underground drainage pipes that are connected to downspouts.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you tell us what kind of equipment you have here?
Right on, right on.
With it.
What we have here is the Scout 3 Pro. It's got a 130-foot cable on it, so we can pretty much handle every underground line that you can find in the greater Raleigh area.
130 feet?
130 feet, yes, sir.
So you're gonna have a camera, and it's connected to a really long cable, 130 feet long, so you can like shoot that thing down. That's why they call it a scope.
That's exactly
They're
right.
gonna camera
we
scope
can
that
see
thing.
all kinds of things, all different connections, from clean outs to drain lines,
Yeah.
you name it, we can find it.
What's that big yellow gun for?
So the big yellow gun right there, that
Is
is
that
going to
laser
be.
tag?
I wish, but unfortunately we're not here for that today. What we have here is the actual locator. So on the head of my camera, I've actually got a SON device that actually transmit a radio frequency,
Yeah.
so that it can be located by this device right here.
Okay, again, you got a camera.
Yes, sir.
On a really long cable. We're gonna shove it down an underground drainage pipe, something we can't inspect as home inspectors. But with the camera, we know exactly what's inside, and you can locate the head of that line with the camera with this device.
Absolutely.
So we know if it makes a turn,
Right.
we can follow it and see where it goes.
That's absolutely correct.
That's the exact kind of information the homeowner wants to know.
Exactly, and I found it very beneficial when we're doing septic inspections
Yeah.
around the area, because we have a lot of homes in this market that have septic systems.
Yeah.
And a lot of times folks want to build or expand their home and they need to know where those lines are.
Yeah.
This device and this tool are fantastic for locating those drain lines.
So for really old homes, sometimes the main sewer line coming from the house to the street is clogged. Maybe something collapsed or a big tree root got in there, but even newer homes can have problems
I was
too.
just going to say, not just old homes, but newer homes, absolutely.
Yeah.
New construction, there's a lot of buzz going on those job sites.
Yeah.
Sometimes, somebody's driving over an area they
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
And they crush it.
And accidents do happen.
And no one knows because it's underground.
That's correct.
And that's what the sewer scope can show.
Yes, sir.
What's going on underground.
You got it.
All right, so gather up your equipment. I think we have half a dozen or so downspouts. Let's go take a look.
Awesome, let's do it.
Okay, Joe, he's getting his sewer scope camera out, but he's asked me to help out. We got some downspout pipes that we need to disconnect, so I'm gonna get some tools here. And let's see, come on around. We're gonna help Joe. And if you want to take a look at what I'm doing here, I'm moving the downspout. I disconnected the fasteners. I don't want to do anything crazy, so I'm just going to be real careful. And I'm just opening this up for Joe. And I see it in there. There's the pipe. So it's all ready for Joe now. It's so hot out. Joe uses an umbrella so that he can see his equipment and not get too hot. And I insisted on using my umbrella because this is a special one. It's been handed down for generations. So I'm gonna hold the umbrella just for Joe, if you're wondering. So we can see the screen. We wanna see what his camera is seeing. And we're in the hot sun, and it's gonna be difficult without an umbrella. So Joe, take it away.
sir.
Tell us what's going on.
All right, so first things first, when I get to the job site, make sure I'm situated. I got everything that I need within reach. First thing you want to do is make sure that your camera's working, your equipment's working, the LED is where you want it, and then I start recording. When I record, it lets me know right here at the top, and it gives me a little counter to show me what's happening. I want to take an assessment of the site so that I can prove, if it has to, that I was here and this is the actual job.
Huh. Yeah.
So, very important first step that a lot of people overlook. Once I've got that situated, I'll go ahead and work on getting the camera down the line. So, I don't know how well that's going to show up, but here we go.
So it's a white pipe.
We are looking like we're inside PVC.
Yep. And are you recording this video?
I am recording this video, and it's actually getting saved to an SD card that's built into the camera itself. I can then pop that out and transfer that to any form that I want.
Yeah.
It does record in MP4 format, so it's pretty universal.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I don't know how well it's coming up on the camera there, but we do have a lot of debris inside the line already. We got some deadfall, some tree litter, and that's about 7 feet from the point of origin, which is right here. So we're somewhere in this general vicinity.
Yeah. Now it's under my truck.
And we can push through it. Hopefully we don't.
So this pipe is going underneath the concrete driveway, isn't it?
Very likely, yeah. That's what it looks like.
This is really cool.
Okay, it looks like we're coming through some of that debris, or we're just pushing it down the line. Either way. So now we're at about 12 feet.
I just saw a fitting there. Two pipes
so
coming
if
together.
we go back a little bit, pull back here, there's your joint right there. And what I do when I'm doing a standard scope is I'll pause at this location and I'll get an assessment of what the actual joint looks like. Do we have the purple primer, which is required to prep the line for glue?
Fantastic.
And everything looks good there. Moving along.
Boy, it's going and going.
What I would say, do you have access to a garden hose?
Yeah.
Let's run some water down there. That'll help flush out the line a little bit. And that way I'll keep my camera head clean.
Okay, here.
Thank you.
Cool off. Do you want us to... So Joe, we got a garden hose for you. And what's the garden hose and water doing for you?
So essentially the water is lubricating the line so that it makes it a lot easier to push. Because once you get beyond about 25 feet or so, you really start to fight with it. So the running water is really essential. Even when I'm doing a general sewer scope, I'll have water running within the home so that it's completely flushing out those lines and keeping everything lubricated.
Yep.
It also helps to clean the head too, because you will get debris on that camera lens, and that just kind of defeats the purpose then at that point.
It actually cleaned out, I can see.
Yeah.
Like the leaves are gone and the picture is really clear.
Exactly, and you can even see some debris floating past the camera as it's running.
Right.
So
and
we'll
also
continue
you get
on
to
our
see,
journey.
You get to see the level of the water inside the pipe.
Exactly. So what's beneficial with that is you can tell if there's any bellies or breaks in the line. A belly is essentially a dip where it collects water or debris. And in a general
like that.
General system, exactly.
You're going under the surface there.
Yep, exactly. So we can tell that there's a little bit of a belly there, and that's where you're going to end up collecting debris and whatnot.
Huh. Whoa, that's very different.
Yep.
Do you ever go so far and then just call it because you don't want to get your camera stuck?
Yeah. So there's a
like
few.
Right now, what? That
yeah,
changed.
we're very much underwater at this point.
And a different pipe, I think.
It looks like it looks like we transitioned over to the corrugated black pipe.
Huh.
Yes, sir. You can just see it there.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of ridges. It's not smooth like a PVC pipe.
Right, right. And typically this is going to be perforated as well so that it can actually drain when it collects water. So what we could do at this point is we've got the camera down there. We can take the locator and see exactly where we are on your property.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
All right. All right, Joe. So let's find out where this terminates. Where is
Yes,
that
sir.
camera right now?
So as far as the sonde and the locator are concerned, it's given us an arrow directional to show us what way we need to walk. And the best way to use this tool
That's easy.
is to hold it straight down.
Yeah.
You know, and you can swing it back and forth just to try to bullseye where you're going. So right now it's telling us it's in that general direction. So if we go ahead and follow it, when we get closer, it'll start to let us know via an audible signal. So I keep coming back, zeroing in on it.
It tells you where to walk.
It does tell you where to
Yep.
walk. And now you can hear that it's actually telling me that I'm getting close. And the head of the camera is directly below me at about 1 foot 7 inches.
I see it. It's telling you exactly.
That's
That's
exactly
where it is.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is a great instrument.
It's really, it's a lifesaver in the field.
That's the camera, but the termination point, we're not going to find it with the camera. We're going to have to find it with our eyes. And it just so happens, I come across here,
You can see all the water discharging right there.
and we can see the water puddling up. This is the water that we're flowing through the pipe right now. And I can see the black ribbed drainage pipe that we saw with the camera. So that's the termination point.
Exactly. Now, if you
Excellent.
consider how long that would have taken you to do it the old-fashioned way,
With a shovel.
with a shovel and a lot of patience.
That's great, Joe. Let's do the next one.
Let's go for it.
All right. We're at another downspout area, but this is very unique, and I cleared it out for you.
Yes,
There's
sir.
a rain chain from above. It goes into a drainage box, and there's a pipe that goes, and I know it's directed underneath the driveway. So let's scope it and see what happens.
You got it. So we've got the hose in there. We're already running water, so the pipe itself is nice and lubricated, ready to go. And as I did before, I want to make sure I'm recording, which I am. I'm taking an evaluation of the site to prove that I am actually here. There's the rain chain
Awesome.
and the inlet. And as you can see,
Oh, it's
directly into the corrugated.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Do you want to go for it or no?
Oh yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, don't get caught.
There we go. We're transitioning over to PVC.
Yeah, there it is.
And got a little bit of debris on the camera head, which is fine. I can wash that off just by pulsating a line like that a bit. It clears it off. And honestly, even if we can't see anything at this point, our goal is to figure out where it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's not clogging. It's not
It's not
backing up.
clogging, but I do believe we're underwater, so there might be a blockage somewhere down the line.
Huh.
Because, yep, we are definitely underwater.
Or it's a huge sag or something.
Yep, as we call it, a belly.
This thing is not going downhill.
Nope, but now we're coming up out of the murk.
All right.
We got a little bit of visibility. Got some blockage up here that I can see coming up. Looks like either a mud pie or a stone. And whatever it was, I think we knocked it loose. But yeah,
You charge extra for cleaning these pipes?
I wish. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess it were for the clients, North Carolina has very strict rules about performing repair work on homes you inspect. And that's
Why
all
is
part
that?
of it's part of their code of ethics.
Yeah.
You know, because I could go into any home and say, yeah, you have all this damage, then hey, it just so happens I can fix all of it for the low price of name your price.
So you're doing a sewer scope inspection.
Right.
You could be finding major problems that
Exactly.
require a backhoe. But Joe, you didn't pull up in it with a backhoe.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So you're not going to try to you're truly a trusted third-party neutral professional.
And that's exactly the point, is that I'm not going to sit here and try to sell them on something they don't need.
Right.
And that's, you know, I offer that for all of my services. You know, if they're looking for somebody to come out and do an evaluation of their HVAC system,
Yeah.
you know, without calling an HVAC professional, I can walk in there, take a look, and give them some advice as to which way to go.
We're not saying all contractors have a big bias.
No, not at all. Not at
but
all.
Some may.
Right.
Yeah. And home inspectors certainly don't. Because
Right.
we have a code of ethics. Well,
Right.
what's that?
So we're at the point now where it looks like we're completely submerged
Okay.
at this point. So I'm going to call it at this
Okay.
distance.
Let's go find it.
I'm going to go ahead and hit stop on the record.
Yeah.
And we'll get the locator and
Yeah.
we'll see where it terminates.
All right.
So anytime I locate or pinpoint exactly where the septic lines are or where the drains happen to daylight, or what is better known as the opening for where it can actually discharge, I like to take a couple flags and indicate where that point is for my homeowners. And as you can see over here, off of the last one that we just scoped, this is our daylight right here.
All right, Joe, we're on the next downspout.
Yes, sir.
The hunt for the downspout pipes.
That's right, that's right. Here we go.
And we're in the shade,
Thankfully.
so no umbrella this time.
No umbrella this time. We thank you, Mr. Umbrella. All right, so as per standard, go ahead and start recording. Get a lay of the land, figure out where I am. And then we go ahead and jump on in.
And we've got the water running.
So we can see the end of the hose there.
Wow, that's cool. That's really clear. But is it shooting like 4K or
This
something?
is
High
shooting,
res?
it's shooting at about 480,
Yeah.
but being that it's so small, it comes out a lot clearer than you would think.
Yeah.
So here we go. We got some pine needles hung up on a spider web. And we're still going. Here we go. This is nice and clear. Up, a little bit of a belly. We got some dirt build up there. Let's see if we can knock that loose. See how that all gets moving.
Yeah.
We're at about 9 feet right now, coming up out of the belly. And this looks really nice and clean. I mean, I have to say, this is actually really impressive. How old is the home?
Oh, 2 years.
2 years? Okay. That tracks. But yeah, it looks great. You can see where backfill might have pushed in a little bit harder than it should have.
Yep.
We're now at about 15, 16 feet. Another belly here. We push through that. And we're clear, and looks like we might be coming up on a connection, maybe? No, looks like it's just been squashed a little bit. So,
It looks like a turn.
yeah, definitely coming in on a turn here.
Wow. Oh,
You can see a good,
that's definitely a turn.
Yep.
Or another connection.
yeah,
going in a
something's
different
happening
direction.
there. Another belly. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a union right there.
Yeah. Yep.
So either it's just connecting two sections of pipe, or we've got another one intercepting, which is
Yeah.
kind of hard to see because it's
Right.
out of
Right.
frame.
Do they make articulating camera heads? So you can actually
They
turn your
do.
camera head?
They do. They for the world of home inspection, it's a little cost prohibitive.
Yeah, I would assume so.
There are some tricks that you can use in the home inspection world. You can tie some mason's twine to the end of the camera head
Yeah.
and give it a tug every little once in a while. You can get it to articulate in different directions.
Yeah.
We use that sometimes if we're coming down on a significant grade and we want to try to get up into another pipe. We can use that
Pull on
same
it
trick.
and lift
it
the head
lifts
up.
the head up and
Yeah.
redirects it down another line if you wanted to.
And then it's also about the strength of your cable too. You can't have a weak cable
Exactly. yep.
pushing such a long line.
Exactly.
It's just going to bundle up.
This is about mid-tier when it comes to the cable diameter, and you have to make a choice as to what you want. Do you want it to be thick and robust, or do you want it to have a little bit of flexibility, or are you going to a smaller diameter pipe? These are all variables you have to consider.
Yep. How many feet are we now, Jeff?
We are hanging out at about 28 feet.
Huh.
So, and I could feel a little bit of resistance on the camera head, which is normal, especially when you get up to this range. And that's again why we run the water, because it helps to move things along. Yeah, we are at 32 feet. And it looks like we just got a leaf just hung up there on the ribs.
And spider web. What's the spider doing all the way down there?
Yeah, I don't know, but he's having a bad time now. So, something I learned about these corrugated pipes, the reason why they're corrugated like that is because they create so much turbulence as the water's running through it that it actually cleans it as the water's flowing.
Like a whitewater
Like a
rapids.
like a sluice box for gold panners,
Right,
that
that's
type of
right,
thing,
there
you know?
go. I watch Gold Rush.
There
I
you go.
understand.
Yep.
Yeah, it is pretty clean.
We are at about 40 feet coming up here now.
Well,
Looks like we're
that's getting to the edge of the house, like the corner of the house.
Yeah, we're heading downhill a little bit now. A little bit of a belly there. Fully underwater. Just want to see where we're at. I want to see if we can daylight out of this any.
Well, you make the call.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to call it right about there because I think that's as far as the camera wants to go.
And you know what? That's okay because you can still find it. You
That's
can
right.
still find the camera head.
We absolutely can. Just pull out the locator and we'll get that going.
Yep.
We're at about 43.2 feet as it sits. So let's go ahead and find it.
I mean, it actually works so well. It coils itself back in, right? Unlike a garden hose that's all loose. It's ready to go for the next one. There's some kind of measuring device on the wheel as it spins. Yeah.
Yep. And now, we're
Perfect.
And what's cool is you can actually take it at any point in the line and zero it out. So if you have a waypoint that you know as a specific location, you can then measure from that distance.
And then keep going.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. We're at the next downspout, and we know that this one is clogged because around the downspout pipe, the underground drainage pipe, there's erosion. And so that's a clear indication of potential clogging, but we're gonna confirm it. Joe's gonna confirm it. I'm gonna turn the water on, Joe.
And I'm gonna take a bath.
What do you think? Just a little bit of water.
She's coming.
Oh, really?
She's coming.
Maybe
gurgling a little.
I'll just do a little bit of water, and you stick that camera in there.
Yeah, she's coming up to us.
Let's see if we can.
See what we got.
Yeah. How far is the clog?
So not very far. So I'm gonna reset my counter.
Okay.
I'm gonna zero the meter. So we're at 0 feet. Let's see how far down the clog is. I'm gonna say we haven't even gotten a foot.
Oh, that's.
Yep, we're
can't
definitely
even
in the
focus.
mire. Yep. So there it
it's-
is. Yep.
And that's about it.
That's about it. We got about 1.5 feet down.
Nothing too exciting to look at.
No.
Other than, like, if you leave it right there, I see just a bunch of stuff swirling and whirling around.
Exactly.
Because it's clogged. If it was clear, just like on all the other downspouts, we'd have a clear path. We could see the surface of the water. Water's going in one direction, but not this one.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
So this one definitely needs to get serviced.
Yep. How far down?
We are literally about 18 inches.
That's it. So it's right there. Very
it.
easy to
Yep.
fix.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's really good information. All right, Joe, let's go to the next one.
You got it.
So here's that downspout that was clogged, about 1 foot down. We took it apart. There's a T fitting. We opened it up, and wow, we're just gonna clean that up, put it back together. It'll be as good as new. Oh, there you are. So here's another downspout. It's not really a downspout. It's actually one of my favorite downspouts. It's a rain chain. And the physics and the dynamics of water tension, it's like having your own little waterfall. But anyways, let's see where this goes. So underneath this pan, it's a nice copper pan, there's a drain box, just like the one in the front of the house. Oh, it's detached. And we're gonna clear this out for Joe, because we don't wanna add debris into the drain that we don't need. And there's the drain. Now, if you want to bring your vision in closer, here's the bucket drain, right? And it goes down, fills up with water, and I see a drain going this way, this direction. And this direction, if you see, is the house. And this house is built on a crawl space. That is really odd. As a builder, as a building scientist, as a home inspector, as a contractor, everybody knows you never direct water towards a building on purpose. So this is really good. Joe's going to help us out, and we're going to figure out what's going on here. And if it's an odd situation, we're going to probably recommend turning this around and discharging it 2 feet to grade. That's the easiest way. So let's see what's going on here this way. And it doesn't seem like it's been eroding away, so hopefully it's nice and clear. But this is a great mystery and a weird violation of common building practices.
All right. We are connected with water.
Yep, I'm going to turn it on.
Right on.
Okay, water's on. Proving that you were here. Awesome. It looks like it's draining.
Totally underwater.
So it's filled with water. I wonder where it goes. How many feet?
We are at about 9 feet right
Oh,
now.
9 feet. So we're below the living space of the house. There's a porch there, but that's only 5 feet. So we're below the living space of the house, and below the living space of the house is a crawl space. I've been in the crawl space. I've never seen any pipes in there or any water problems.
Transition to the corrugated pipe.
Yep.
There was a significant belly going into it. We came out of it. Now we're back in and out.
So it's going like that.
Right. Now it looks like we've got a good drop coming in front of us.
Whoa, that did drop, didn't it?
Yeah, and we got something's reflecting the light up there. I'm gonna guess it's probably just the water. We've got a hard pipe bend. Looks like we're going at about a 90. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little shove so we can make that clear. And this is where we probably have to get a little bit creative with
That's a sharp bend.
that is a sharp bend, and my camera cable does not like it.
Yeah.
So I think, unfortunately for this one, we're gonna have to call it at 18 feet.
Okay. Do you see any signs of clogging?
I don't see any signs of clogging, which is good.
Yeah.
We did have a couple bellies, but I mean, that's just due to the installation.
Yeah.
But everything else beyond those bellies is running free and clear, so I don't have very many concerns at all.
And it's going in that direction.
That's what it seems, yeah.
Underneath the outdoor porch here, under concrete, underneath the living space, in the crawl space somewhere, but somewhere in there, it took a 90-degree bend.
Takes a
We also
hard
did a
90.
dip down.
We did lose some elevation.
That's
so
a mystery.
I would say let's go ahead and pull out the locator and see what we find.
Have you ever been in a crawl space with a locator?
I have not.
This may be your first.
All right.
I thought we were going in a crawl space.
I thought we were too. I'm a little sad.
But what have you found with your...
So what I've
laser
determined is that, well, first of all, the head of the camera is right here. And we came this far because the camera cable just wouldn't let us go any further.
Yeah.
There was too much tension on the line, but it at least shows that we're not under the house, thankfully.
Yeah.
So
Maybe under the porch or
maybe
right along
a little
the
bit.
front of it.
Yep, I'm thinking what happened is it cuts back directly against the foundation wall and hugs the foundation wall, which is pretty common when you're talking about foundation drain systems.
Yep.
So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. So the head's there. We don't want to go anymore because we don't get it stuck.
That's right.
But I'll just go around and look for some water. Maybe we can find the termination.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool. All right, Joe, we're at the last downspout, and we're trying to solve the problem of where that previous one, the rain chain, goes and terminates, because it's just too difficult to put your camera down.
Yep.
But this one we think actually might tee right into it.
Yeah, given the layout of the land, I would think that the builder would have definitely paired them together when they daylight.
Yeah.
Saves on materials, saves on labor. So let's see what we get. Okay. So everything's nice and dry up until the head of the hose.
Yep.
There we go. So we've got a good flow of water.
And really like about 4 or 5 feet, 6 feet.
We're about 6 foot right now.
You should see something.
We're coming up out of a belly, and I think we just hit the intersection.
Yeah.
So you can see it off on the right side of the camera here.
Yep.
That's where that other downspout connects into a junction box here.
That's right.
There's a little bit of separation up at the top here. So that could be problematic in the future. You might want to excavate that and just verify that you have solid connections.
Yep.
Because that's a perfect segue for roots and other kinds of infiltration to clog this thing up.
Yep.
So.
And that's not very deep from the ground.
Not
surface.
very deep. Usually they're about 18 inches, which is about what they want it at.
And all this stuff is easy to fix. You can get these pipes and fittings
Very easy,
at
yeah.
Lowe's or Home Depot.
Absolutely, yep. I'm going to go ahead and take a snapshot of this.
Yep.
Okay. So the other nice thing about this system is that you can take intermittent photos throughout your journey. And again, as we're recording, it's also picking up our audio so that, you know, if I'm dictating as I do this, I can reference back to it so that I can...
Really? Where's your microphone?
It's... Honestly, I haven't identified it yet.
Somewhere around here.
Somewhere in this general area.
That's awesome. Because it's not on the camera head.
It's well, no, it's not on the camera head.
Right.
I mean, unless you want to listen to the cockroaches talking about us.
Water bubbling.
And water bubbling, yep, exactly.
All right, so let's see, maybe we can find where this terminates.
Yes, sir.
Or not. It's certainly not looking like anything is clogging.
Doesn't look like it so far. It looks like a nice straight shot, nice and clean. A little bit of a belly there.
Oh, look at that, a little crush there.
Yep, a little bit of a crush. And again, that's just from not taking care when you're backfilling.
Yeah. And this pipe seems to be oriented towards the corner, rear corner of the fence.
I would say if you're looking head on at your house, it's on the back left, straight out the back left corner of the house.
Yep.
The other nice feature with this camera is that it's got a self-leveling head. And that really just makes it a lot easier to you know, read the camera, I guess, or to discern where you are.
If you don't have that,
You could be looking at it upside down, inverted. You know, you might see the water running down the top of the screen versus down along the bottom.
That's confusing.
It's just good for orientation.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a few dents and dings here from backfilling it. This actually looks like it's now getting crushed at this point. So we're getting real narrow. And it's widening up, so you know,
still draining.
Still draining, nice and clear. No debris buildup. Getting to the end of something here. Nope, just shadows, shadows. So we're now at about 17 feet.
And we can see in the pipe because you've got like an LED.
Yep. So there is an LED setting on it. You can dim it, turn it on full brightness if you want to.
Wow.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different things. And I mean, the reason why they have that is because if you're in PVC, which is white on the interior, and you're running at full blast LED, you could wash out the image and be able to lose detail. So they offer that feature, which is great in my opinion.
So when a homeowner hires a sewer scope inspector, it isn't just like hire any sewer scope inspector. Maybe
you hire me.
Well, you're right, because I'm making that point, because you've got the equipment.
That's right. I mean,
you've got the right equipment, not just like some cheap stuff.
That's my point. You know, when I finally took the plunge into this segment of the market, I knew that I wanted to go at it on purpose, and I needed a piece of equipment that would really hold up to the test of time. And you know, when you're looking to add this to your assortment as a home inspector, you got to do your due diligence. You know, read the reviews, call the manufacturer even. When I bought this, it was during Black Friday a couple of years ago, and I actually reached out to the vendor and asked if they were doing any kind of specials, and I ended up getting about $350 off. So you know, every little bit counts. You know, that by itself would have been a full inspection. You know, full sewer scope inspection. So Ben, we're at a point now where we're underwater. We're at about 24 feet.
Whoa.
I haven't hit any resistance yet though, so I'm gonna press on, although a little bit cautiously.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I think we just hit the end of the road.
What is it?
I don't know, but it's a wall. or we're at the top of the pipe and they just angled it down.
Maybe goosenecks down into.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Maybe a pit of gravel.
Very possible. Very possible. I'm not seeing any ballast or aggregate, so it's hard to say for sure. But
you want to hunt for your camera?
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking too. Let's turn off the water. Let it settle in there.
Okay.
And maybe we can get a little bit more, or a little bit clearer of an image of what we're looking at.
Okay.
I think we got flow, so I'm thinking that it's kind of churning a little bit at that point, but I think for the most part it is draining.
And it turns.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Well,
let's see if we can find her.
All right.
Here we go.
Really?
Right there.
Right there. Do you think it terminates there?
I can't say for sure. I would almost say it probably terminates there.
Well, it's gonna be a shovel for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a shovel. Yeah, we're down about 1.17.
Huh.
So.
All right, so maybe not all mysteries are solved.
That's correct.
But we went so far, and this is really good information because we know the camera head is there.
Yes.
There is no blockage. There's something right there, and it's not too far from the ground surface.
No.
A couple minutes with a shovel, and the homeowner can figure it all out.
Probably a Saturday morning project.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Fantastic. So, Joe, I think we provided, primarily you, provided really great, valuable information for the homeowner. We figured out where everything is, what needs to be fixed, what is working, what isn't, and we gave the homeowner a little bit of homework.
A little bit. Builds character.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks, Joe.
Very welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Ben Gromicko from InterNACHI.
And I'm Joe Booz with Realm Inspections.
And we'll see you on the next inspection.